In this episode, we are going to look at the 6 smart strategies to beat inflation while investing in government bonds. What is inflation? Inflation is a persistent increase in the prices of goods and services. So what is happening here is the prices of goods and services are increasing continuously. Here is the deal. As inflation rate increases, the interest rate on government bonds also goes high. Here is one investment rule. Never ever invest in anything that gives you a rate that is lower than the inflation rate. Because if the inflation rate is 15%, then you are investing in something that is giving you 10%. In reality, you are actually just losing your money. Now, the effects of inflation work like this. Let's say you have got a 1,000 kwacha and you want to buy loaves of bread in January. So the inflation rate, let's say it is 10% or whatever percentage it is, but the cost of the bread is just 10 kwacha. In your 1,000 kwacha, you will be able to buy 100 loaves of bread. Now, let's say we are now in December. You still have the same 1,000 kwacha, but now due to inflation, the cost of one loaf has increased to 20 kwacha. 1,000 divided by 20, you are going to get 50 loaves. You've got the same amount, the 1,000, but the purchasing power of the 1,000 has actually reduced thanks to inflation. So whenever you are investing, you need to think about inflation. The 50,000 kwacha you have now, it won't be worth 50,000 in 15 years. The 10,000 kwacha you have now, it won't be worth 10,000 in 10 years. Why? Because of inflation. That is why you want to know these 6 smart strategies to beat inflation while investing in government bonds. Here is how you deal with inflation. Number 1, you want to diversify your investments. So I teach how to invest in treasury bills and government bonds, but I don't want you to just invest in these investment vehicles only. And that is what diversification is all about. So in later episodes, I'm going to give you the 12 investment options, and then I also give you strategies, practical strategies on how you can wisely diversify. But the first thing that you want to do is to diversify. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Number 2, you want to sell your bonds on the secondary market, especially when the inflation rate is constantly going up. You are not married to these bonds. So if you have invested in longer term bonds, maybe 15 years, 10 years, 7 years, if you have seen that the inflation rate keeps on rising, you want to sell off those bonds. So we have got the primary market and then we have the secondary market. The primary market is the place of first issuance. When the bonds are just released by the Bank of Zambia, that is the primary market. Now, on the secondary market, you can now begin to sell off your bonds so that you get back your money and reinvest that money again. Remember, when inflation is going up, the Bank of Zambia is going to be increasing the rate on the bonds. So if you are stuck with a lower interest rate on a long-term investment option, you'll be losing out. So you want to go ahead and sell out your bond. Number 3, reinvest your coupon to enjoy the effects of compound interest. So compound interest is just interest on your interest. So when you receive your coupon, don't be so excited and you just blow all of it. Invest part of it. Of course, have fun with part of it, but invest part of it. So what will be happening is you'll be making money on your coupon. In that way, you at least be beating inflation, isn't it? Because inflation is constant when you look at it on if you look at it at an annual basis. When you are investing your coupon, which you are receiving every 6 months, reinvesting it, you're going to be making more money on your coupon, and in that way, you'll be able to beat inflation. Number 4, you want to avoid 7, 10, and 15 years bonds. These are longer term bonds. Remember, the government can call these bonds back. If the government feels that it's losing money on the longer term bonds, what they will do is they can say, we are paying you back this money, and you won't be able to argue or to do anything, because in the prospectus that is issued on their website, they have clearly stated that the 7, 10, and 15-year bonds, they have the right to call them back. So what you want to do, instead of exposing yourself to inflation risk with longer term bonds, just buy bonds that have a shorter term, like 2 years, 3 years, or 5 years. But of course, if you feel that the inflation will be stable, then you can go ahead and buy the longer term bonds. Number 5, buy bonds that offer a return that is higher than the inflation rate. So what you want to do is you want to monitor the inflation rate. Now you are officially an investor. So as an investor, I would like you to be paying attention to investment news, to business news. Follow my channel on WhatsApp. I look at these things all the time. So you want to follow groups or Facebook pages that talk about investment, so that you can just understand how the inflation is working out. And then you want to always be investing at a rate that is higher than the inflation rate. Lastly, the way you can beat inflation is by laddering your bonds strategically. So what I mean by laddering your bond strategically is, don't just buy bonds anyhow. Just because it's now easy, you can go on the investor portal and just click a button and you bid, and you are happy that you've bought a bond now, and you are even boasting and telling your friends. You need to do it strategically. You need to do it thoughtfully. Now, this particular topic deserves an episode on its own. So I'm going to dive deep into this topic in the future episodes, because I want you to do this correctly. There are 2 ways you can ladder your bonds, and I'm going to talk about them in later episodes. So if you've got questions on this, you can go ahead and ask. You can ask me in my inbox, or you can ask in the group. And then if you want a one-on-one session with me, maybe you've got personal questions, or maybe you want to invest tomorrow and you just want me to guide you based on your own situation, you can book a consultation call and I'll be able to chat with you. And some of you are couples. In most times, you don't want to do investment things alone. Don't leave your wife behind. So we can have a Google meeting, you, me, and your wife, or we can have a conference call where you can ask questions with your wife, and then we can be able to chat. I'm a musician, I play the keyboard, so there's something that we always say when playing music. We say, when you are learning a song, do the right thing the first time that you learn the song. It's like when you learn the song in a wrong way, you keep on playing the wrong thing. To unlearn the wrong thing, it's very, very difficult. That is why you want to learn the correct thing just when starting the song. So in a similar way, when you want to begin investing, do the right thing. When you are investing, make sure you do the right thing always, even if you're doing it for the first time, but make sure that you do the right thing. So that is why I've encouraged you to get the Treasury bills and government bonds manual and read it. Don't just buy it and keep it. Get it and read it. It's only 70 pages, so you'll be able to be done with it in no time.